Good day, and thank you for tuning in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. For all of our new listeners and viewers who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Pastor Pope, and thank you for allowing us to come into your viewing environment. We are here with you every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, broadcasting live from the FijiWater.com sponsored studio to discuss whatever topics you might like to discuss and whatever issues of life you find challenging or that you find difficult to navigate. We are here because God is concerned about that which concerns you. And so you may discuss careers, finances, entrepreneurship. You can discuss marriage, divorce, raising children, blending families. You can discuss dating and relationships. Whatever's in your heart, whatever's on your mind, God is concerned about that which concerns you. And so we are here in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, which is brought to you daily by Fiji Water, Earth's finest water. You may already know that Fiji water comes from Fiji. However, did you know that it is created by nature? It is untouched by man. It starts as a tropical rainfall which slowly filters through layers of volcanic rock, where the water collects in a natural, sustainable artesian aquifer where it is bottled right at the source, free from human contact until you unscrew the blue cap. Fiji Water, Earth's finest water, will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery. And you'll save money at FijiWater.com. This is Earth's finest water at FijiWater.com. And for those of you who continue giving on the Give segment of our app at New Life-Delaware, and those of you who have made a weekly or monthly commitment to support the broadcast by giving on the contribution pages of our websites at newlifeministriesinternational.com and newlifeinternationalcdc.com, we thank you for your support and your continued commitment as we fulfill our commitment to God to be here for you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. So I want to remind all of our listeners and viewers, and for our new listeners and viewers, we are Facebook Live, we are YouTube Live, we are RadioFreeNetwork.com Live. You can go to RadioFreeNetwork.com, click on radio, the drop box will appear, click on the New Life link, and every broadcast will be available to you. And I want to announce to all of our listeners and viewers, I want to keep you updated and keep you informed. We are in the process of developing and launching our 24-hour, 7-day-a-week internet radio station, Faith Empowerment Radio. We are going to keep you informed, but I want to say to you all, there will be music playing throughout the day to keep you inspired and encouraged. We will be adding segments such as new 3D. You will also be able to listen to the Sunday sermon. You will also be able to listen to segments on health and wellness, mental health and wellness. We want to make certain that everyone is whole in their body, mind, and spirit. And today I was just informed that we have half of our music catalog that has been prepared, trimmed down, and prepared to be loaded. So we are in the process and we are planning on launching. And so I'm going to announce now to those who may have missed the Sunday sermon, our goal is to launch by the end of this quarter. So I will keep you informed so that you can be with us. You don't want to miss this. We are excited about what God is doing to make certain that we can meet you wherever you are, on whatever platform you desire to listen and to view, to keep you encouraged and inspired throughout the day. This segment of the broadcast is going to address a communication that came from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you ended your last relationship and feel ready to start dating again. And you want to know why, when guys find out that you are a police officer, they become distant and then drop off. Well, first things first, you're a woman with a gun, okay? But listen, I have to tell you, we have a cousin and her husband who are both police officers. So it's not a matter of, it being a problem for your career to find someone or be found by someone who can handle the fact that this is your chosen profession. And we thank you for your service. But having said that, you just need the right man. You need someone who isn't going to feel intimidated by the fact that you are a woman with a gun, because he's not going to do anything that makes you feel like you need to use your gun. So I want you to understand something. You know, people often are intimidated by professions, whatever that profession might be. But here's the reality. You are even-tempered. You understand the responsibilities that you have being a police officer, a public servant. You're not going to do anything to jeopardize that. And you just need someone who first and foremost understands that, even if it's not another police officer. However, sometimes in careers, people are joined together by the career that they're in. So I used an example and said we have a cousin who's a police officer, her husband's a police officer. You know, he was a detective. She is enjoying her career. They were never disconnected because they were able to walk together in agreement. They were not unequally yoked. You know, we have to look at that component from the scripture often. Be ye not unequally yoked. So it may mean that you will find or be found by someone who's a police officer also, who will understand the dynamics. However, if it's not a police officer, they will understand that this is your profession. You have chosen to serve the public and protect the public. And so therefore, you're not going to do anything to jeopardize your calling. So they just need to understand that. That's a knee-jerk reaction for a man who just reacts because, as I said, you're a woman with a gun. You know, that is not something that is going to hinder anyone who desires to be with you from being with you because you've chosen this career. It's an admirable profession. Someone has to do it. And thank God you are willing to do it. And so I want to say to you, just know this. Anyone who has become distant and dropped off from realizing that you are a police officer who will be in that profession for the entirety of your career, they are not the person that God has appointed or assigned to your life. The one God has for you will come and not only accept what you do for a career, but applaud you, encourage you, inspire you, and support you. That's what you want in a man. You don't want a man who's going to drift off because of what career you've chosen. You don't want a man who's going to drop off because of the career you've chosen. If they become distant and drop off, thank God that they're gone. That's the reality. And so I want to say to you, you've started dating again, and everyone has heard me at some point in these last 4 years, almost four and a half, of being here in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. Everyone's heard me say, we've got to date differently. You know, we were dating the wrong way because society taught us the way they thought we should date. Society had us believing that we should date by a method that was acceptable to the world. Go out and spend your money on all these things. When you know better, you do better. So what I've said before, and you're relatively new to the broadcast, so I don't know that you've gone back to look at enough of the archives to hear me say this. But what you need to do is, the next time someone asks you to go out on a date, ask them to take you to church. Here we go. here's the pastor. Ask them to take you to church, if they attend church, and then out to lunch. Don't go to any social events. Don't go out to dinner. Don't go to any sporting events. Nothing except, I would like to go to church with you so you know what they're being fed. So you understand what the relationship is with the Lord. And then out to lunch. Do that 3 times before you do anything else. And you'll know exactly what you need to know, whether or not you want to pursue a relationship any further. In addition to that, if he doesn't have a church, but he believes in God, invite him to your church and then out to lunch. Because what you want to know is what the relationship is with the Lord. Because if they have no relationship with the Lord, they don't have a plan for their future. And if they don't have a plan for their future, they don't have a plan for your future. They don't have a plan for a future together. So those are the methods that we should now use dating. That is the only thing that is going to allow us to build a better quality of life. Because we've been dating for a lot of reasons over the years. We date because we see someone we like and everybody wants to go out and hang out and have a good time. It's not going to get you where you want to go. Then the other side of that is we date for sport, for entertainment. Then the other side of that, for some people, you date because you want a free meal. We date for all the wrong reasons. We date believing that it can turn to something that you might be able to change something about them, they may be able to change something about you, and that's what we build our foundation on. That's not a foundation. Only a foundation laid in a relationship with the Lord is going to last. That's just the reality. So that's what you really want to experience. And I promise you, if you date with that intent, we're going to go to church and out to lunch, then they're not going to be distant and drop off just because of the career you have. Because they already have a plan. They already have a plan for what the future holds. They should already be working on building that. And if you can just do that, you're going to find that let me say this. The right man will enter your life. Right now, as you said, they're just guys who have been distant and dropping off. Be glad they're gone. Thank God they're gone. This segment of the broadcast has been brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. So if you are not currently a T-Mobile customer, you may call or text on the T-Mobile call or text line at 267-992-1424. We will move you into our queue so that you may experience T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. Taxes and fees are included in your bill. And if you auto pay by attaching a credit card to your account, you will receive a discount on your monthly bill at T-Mobile, America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G provider at no extra charge. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you and your husband want to start a restaurant. However, you are not certain that this is the right time. You want to know, how will you know when it is the right time? So let me just begin by saying this. First and foremost, you have to be going into business for the right reason. And often people don't realize that when you go into business, there's a certain responsibility that comes with this. It's not that you're going into business because you don't want to work for someone else. It's not that you're going into business because you think it'll give you more time to yourself. You have to go into business for the right reason. And the right reason is that you are adding some value to society, or you are solving a problem that exists in society, that you can sell your goods and services to the general public and it will enhance the quality of life. Those are the reasons that you should go into business. But you also have to have the mindset that when you go into business, you're eventually going to hire employees who are going to be depending on you to get out of bed every day, to open the doors of your business, to operate your business successfully. They're going to be depending on you to pay their mortgages. They're going to be depending on you to pay for their cars, their car notes. They're going to be depending on you to send their children to school. They're going to be depending on you every single day because they're your employees. And because they work for you and with you, they know that if your business is not successful, they're out of a job, they'll be looking for another job. So you are willing to take, as a business owner, to take on that responsibility. That's something you have to recognize first and foremost. And then you've got to have a business plan. So you've already started working on your business plan. So as soon as that's completed, that's another step. First of all, the psychology of business, understanding why you're going into business and the responsibility that comes with that. And as the scripture says, to whom much is given, much is required. So your business plan has to be predicated on not just getting your doors open, but making certain that your business is sustainable, it's solvent, and that your business is going to last for generations to come. That really should be part of the plan. It's going to have impact for generations to come. And then you have to look at funding. So are you going to be funded by taking out a small business loan? Are you going to be funded by taking out personal loans? Or are you going to be self-funded by your savings? Because then that becomes your investment. So you really have to examine all of these components to determine if it's the right time. Now, let me go a little further. So your business plan is almost completed. You've already started on that. It's almost completed. You're looking at funding. You don't want to go in undercapitalized. You want to make certain you have funding that is going to allow you to, watch this, not just make your business successful, but that you will be able to maximize your success. So how much capital am I going to have to allocate for the administrative aspects? How much capital am I going to have to allocate for the development aspect? How much capital will need to be allocated for the purpose of management? How much am I going to spend on marketing and branding? And what are my operational costs going to be? Those are all components of you being able to go into business. Right now, capital is at its lowest cost. So yes, this year could be a good time for you to go into business. I just want you to slow your pace enough so that you don't get ahead of God. Let God move in you and through you. Complete your business plan, do everything decent and in order, and work that plan. You will find that God will bless your business. He will open doors that no man can shut. He will bless you exceeding abundantly above all that you can ask or think, and you will be able to support your employees. And what I mean by that is you'll be able to support them financially by paying their salaries, and you'll be able to support them emotionally because they will be able to do what they need to do to be successful. And then and meet their needs. And then it becomes about what you can accomplish. How can you expand your business? Can you open another location? What can you do to maximize not only your performance, but your success? So the goal should be for all of us, and this is for all of our listeners and viewers, whatever you have been assigned to do by God in your life and in the life of others, we should be living that to maximize our performance. Maximize our performance, we maximize our success. We perform at the highest level, we will be able to become successful at the highest level. And that will then lead into us experiencing the fullness of God if we have a relationship with the Lord and we are committed to the success that God has purposed for all of our lives. Now you might say, well, Pastor, that's easy to say, but I really wanted to go into business so I could be my own boss and not have to work for someone else. Those are not the right reasons to go into business. They're really not. And that's why the psychology of business is very important, because we have to understand the responsibility of being a business owner, being an entrepreneur. Now, of course, you believe your food is good, so when you're opening a restaurant, that's going to be one of the first criteria. Is your food good? Food and beverages is your business. So are you providing a taste of paradise? Are you providing a taste to your customers that will keep them returning? And in addition to that culinary skill, you have to be focused on your business acumen. I'm going to pray for you and your husband, that God will bless you, that he will keep you in perfect peace as you go on this journey, and to God be the glory. And unfortunately, you're not in our area, so I won't be able to patronize you, but we will continue to encourage anyone who will listen to support your business. And to God be the glory. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by Charles Tyrwhitt, located in London, the UK. They also have stores in New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C., and at the King of Prussia Mall in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. So if you're in any of those areas, stop in at the retail stores. They have everything a man could possibly need. Shirts for men, ties for men, suits for men, and accessories. If you're not in any of those areas, you can order from Charles Tyrwhitt at ctshirts.com. And they will ship and deliver right to your front door in an appropriate period of time. And the White Company, located in London, the UK, they also have a store on Fifth Avenue in New York. So if you're in New York, stop in at the retail store. They have everything you could possibly need. Home goods, clothing for men, women, and children. And if you're not in New York, you can order from The White Company at thewhitecompany.com. They too will ship and deliver right to your front door in an appropriate period of time. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you want to know why the men you keep meeting are so immature. You said that you are in your mid-30s and the men who are in your age range are extremely immature. Okay, so let me just respond by saying this. First and foremost, it's because you are mature. You're a mature mid-30. The men that are right in your age range, you look at from 33 to 37. You've kind of narrowed the window to about 33 to 37, and you're right, that is in your age group. But if you're mature to the level of a 40-year-old, you might have to expand your age group just a little further. Because, as you said, the men that you're meeting are still immature. And then you have to ask yourself, where are you positioning yourself to meet these men? So if you're in an environment, if you're spending your time in environments where men in your age group are still not on the hunt, on the chase, See, there's a difference. The hunt means they're looking for something specific. You know, when a deer hunter goes hunting for deer, he's hunting for deer. When a hunter is going hunting for quail, he's hunting for quail. He's not hunting for quail and for rabbit and for, you know, he's hunting for something specific. So if you're still hanging out in environments where men are just chasing everything they can catch and anything they can catch, then you're still in an immature environment. You've got to be in an environment where they're more focused on what they're interested in building a great quality of life with. You know, there are men out there, contrary to popular belief, there are men out there who are looking to build a great quality of life. Now, as I said, you may have to expand your age range just a bit. You know, you want someone who has something in common with you. However, at 40, they're still going to have some things in common with you. They may be a little bit ahead in their career because you're in your mid-30s. They've been working in their career a little longer, but their maturity level is going to meet your maturity level. You know what you're looking. Let me rephrase that. You know what you're interested in. You're interested in someone who's mature enough to understand that at this point, it's time to get serious about life. And that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy life. It doesn't mean that you can't do some things to enjoy life. It just means that you want someone who is serious about building a great quality of life. You know, someday getting married, someday having children. It's that time when men are when men are in their mid-30s to 40, it is time for them to start preparing to build a great quality of life. I get it, you know, people are working on their careers and, you know, becoming homeowners and, you know, and that's good to do at a young age because you've already laid a foundation that you can then build on. And you're ready for that. You just need to put yourself in a position to meet men who are at a different maturity level. If you're going to hang out at, I'm just using this as an example. If you're going to hang out at Dave & Buster's, you're going to meet men who are in the Dave & Buster state of mind. That's one state of mind. If you're going to hang out on rooftop parties, you're going to meet men who are interested in rooftop parties. But if you're going to go to charitable events and museums and you see where I'm going, you're going to meet a different level of individual because their mind is on something different than just playing games or just having a good time. Because we all know Dave & Buster's is a place where you play games. The rooftop parties are where you just have a good time, or we think we do. Usually until the next day when people are suffering from hangovers. But the reality is, if you're putting yourself in environments where you're meeting individuals who are focused on a great quality of life, then that's what you're going to meet. You're going to meet people who are more mature, who are more settled, who have decided that they're looking for something very specific, and that is someone they can walk in agreement with and someone they can be equally yoked with and someone who wants to build a great quality of life. This segment of the broadcast has been brought to you by Fiji Water. A taste of paradise will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you'll save money at FijiWater.com. May God bless you today. May God keep his face turned towards you. May God give you peace that surpasses all understanding. Have a great day today. I look forward to being in your viewing environment tomorrow. And just remember, we are Facebook Live We're YouTube Live and RadioFreeNetwork.com live. Go to RadioFreeNetwork.com, click on radio, the Dropbox will appear. Every broadcast will be available to you when you click on the New Life link. We want to make certain that everyone has platforms, whatever platform you prefer, that you have the opportunity to listen in to 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast.